Hi, this is Mardy once again and welcome to my channel. Hello mga kababayan! Welcome back to At Home with Mardy. Today, we're diving into history with 9 fascinating facts about how Spain colonized the Philippines. A story full of adventure, battles, culture, and surprises you probably never heard before. From brave explorers and fierce warriors to epic trade routes and lasting legacies, this is the story that shaped a nation for over 300 years. But here's a question to kick things off. Did you know that the Philippines was named after a Spanish king? If you didn't, then you're in the right place. So buckle up, hit that like button, and let's jump right in. If you are new to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. At para updated kayo sa mga susunod kong videos, please click the bell notification below. At sana po, don't skip the ads and please watch until the end of my video. Number 1. Colonization began with Magellan, but he didn't survive it. In 1521, Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan arrived in the Philippines while leading a Spanish expedition to find a westward route to the Spice Islands. He claimed the islands for Spain and converted some local leaders to Christianity. However, his involvement in local conflicts led to his death in the Battle of Mactan, where he was defeated by the native chieftain Lapu-Lapu. Although Magellan died, his voyage sparked Spain's long-term interest in the archipelago, setting the stage for over 300 years of Spanish rule. Number 2. The name Philippines honors a Spanish king. The name Philippines traces back to the Spanish explorer Roy Lopez de Villalobos, who led an expedition to the islands in the 1540s. During his voyage, Villalobos named the islands of Leyte and Samar Las Islas Filipinas in honor of the Prince Philip of Spain, the heir to the Spanish throne. When Philip later became King Philip II, the name grew in political and symbolic significance. Over time, the designation was extended to cover the entire archipelago. The name reflected Spain's intent to solidify its claim over the islands, and it has endured through centuries of colonial rule, independence, and into the modern era. Number 3. Actual colonization started in 1565. Although Magellan's arrival marked the beginning of Spanish interest, true colonization didn't begin until 1565 when Spanish explorer Miguel Lopez de Legazpi arrived in the Philippines. He established the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu, laying the foundation for colonial rule. Seeking a more strategic location, Legazpi later moved the capital to Manila in 1571 after securing it through both diplomacy and force. Manila quickly became the political, economic, and religious center of Spain's empire in Asia, serving as the hub of the Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade for centuries. Number 4. Religion was a primary tool of colonization. Catholicism played a central role in Spain's colonization of the Philippines. Spanish missionaries, particularly from religious orders like the Augustinians, Franciscans, Dominicans, and Jesuits, spread throughout the islands to convert the local population. Alongside soldiers and settlers, they established churches, convents, and religious schools, often becoming community leaders. Christianity was used not just to spread faith, but also to integrate Filipinos into the colonial system. Over time, Catholicism became deeply rooted in Filipino society, making the Philippines the only predominantly Christian nation in Southeast Asia. Number 5, the Philippines was key to the Galleon trade. From 1565 to 1815, the Philippines played a vital role in one of the earliest global trade networks, the Manila-Acapulco Galleon trade. Once Manila was established as the colonial capital, it became the linchpin connecting Asia to the Americas. Spanish galleons sailed annually between Manila and Acapulco in Mexico, carrying goods such as Chinese silk, porcelain, spices, and other Asian luxuries in exchange for silver mined in the New World. This trade turned Manila into a bustling international port and introduced Filipinos to foreign goods, cultures, and economic systems. The wealth generated helped sustain the Spanish Empire, and the Philippines became an early player in global commerce. While it brought prosperity to some, it also deepened colonial control and created dependency on a trade route that defined much of the country's economy for 250 years. Number 6, the Spanish used divide and conquer tactics. Rather than relying solely on military force, the Spanish employed a strategy of divide and conquer to extend their control over the Philippine Islands. They forged alliances with certain local chiefs and communities, using these relationships to undermine and dominate rival groups. This approach allowed Spain to extend its influence more effectively without facing unified resistance. However, not all areas were easily subdued. Regions like Mindanao in the south and the mountainous Cordillera Highlands in the north remained largely independent, resisting Spanish rule for centuries through persistent defiance and local solidarity. Number 7, Spain introduced new institutions and architecture. During their rule, the Spanish transformed many aspects of Filipino society by introducing new institutions and architectural styles. They constructed impressive forts such as Fort Santiago to defend their settlements alongside town halls, public plazas, and churches laid out in organized grid patterns that shaped the layout of many towns and cities. The Spanish also brought their legal system, including Roman law principles, and implemented the encomienda system, a labor arrangement that granted Spanish settlers control over local communities in exchange for protection and Christianization. While the Spanish language influenced some sectors, it was limited mostly to the elite and clergy. These changes left a lasting imprint on the Philippines' political structure, urban planning, and culture. Number 8, resistance was continuous and widespread. Filipino resistance to Spanish colonization was persistent and took many forms across the centuries. Early uprisings such as the Laguhoy Rebellion, which lasted an unprecedented 85 years, demonstrated the deep-rooted opposition to Spanish authority. Various ethnic groups and religious communities also staged frequent revolts against colonial policies and abuses. This ongoing defiance culminated in the Philippine Revolution of 1896, a nationwide struggle for independence. The revolution, combined with Spain's defeat in the Spanish-American War in 1898, ultimately brought an end to over 3 centuries of Spanish rule in the islands. And number 9, Spain lost the Philippines to the United States. After more than 3 centuries of Spanish colonization, the Philippines was ceded to the United States following Spain's defeat in the Spanish-American War. The transfer was formalized in the Treaty of Paris in 1898, where Spain agreed to sell the islands to the U.S. for $20 million. This agreement, however, ignored the fact that Filipino revolutionaries had already declared their independence earlier that same year and established a provisional government. Despite their aspirations for self-rule, Filipinos were excluded from the negotiations between the colonial powers. The handover marked the beginning of a new chapter of foreign control under American rule, leading to further conflict and struggle for true independence. Hello again mga kababayan! So which fact blew your mind? Or do you have a cool story about Spain and the Philippines? Tell me in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome history vids. Catch you next time. Daghang salamat. Thank you very much for watching. And according to a famous quote, a man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Special thanks to my sources from Google, photos credit to and inspirational quote credits to quotef.com.